Before we have this conversation, I just want to show you guys my adorable short overalls. It's like giving 2000. I'm 7 years old and I just really wanted an excuse to wear these overalls. Hopefully you guys like them because I think they're very cute. But I feel like I haven't had one of these little sit down chit chats with you guys in a while, and I thought, why not do that today? And hopefully, you know, this video helps someone out there. Sometimes you can be just cruising through life, going down one path, and everything is just dandy, and out of nowhere, everything changes and you are forced to kind of start over. If you've been following my channel for a little bit, then you know that I have been dealing with the challenges that result from getting laid off. But within the last year and a half, I've actually dealt with a lot more changes to my life that are challenging. Some of those things are getting married, buying a house, moving across the country to Las Vegas, and therefore needing to make new friends and being far away from my family. After all of that, let's throw in getting laid off, unemployment, dealing with, you know, that whole challenge of life. Needless to say, all of these things can just accumulate and be kind of tough. I feel like everyone has things that they're dealing with, whether it's big or small, but you really just like never know what somebody's going through until you ask. I might look like I have it all together on social media, but we should all know by now that social media is really just a highlight reel. And actually, this is one of the reasons I've been loving having a YouTube channel, because I feel like it's actually a safer space almost to kind of like open up and talk about the things that I'm dealing with. I just wanted to pause here and say, if you are going through something, I would love to make my comments a safe space to kind of talk about things that you're going through. But of course, if you are dealing with something very, very serious, please get professional help. But today I wanted to talk about how I have been navigating these challenges in my life and 5 kind of like tips or things that I've been doing to make all of these stressors a little bit more manageable. Whether you are navigating parenthood for the first time, dealing with a breakup, maybe taking care of a sick family member, or you're going through some of the same things as me, like unemployment, I am hoping that these tips help you out. All right, so the first tip and thing that I've been doing is to take action, and I'm doing the best that I can. For me with unemployment, this looks like applying to as many jobs as I can apply to within like reason. When I first got laid off, I made the goal to apply to, I think it was like 5 jobs per day. I am doing the best that I can to take action to fix the problem. And part of that for me has actually been, you know, starting a YouTube channel, starting working on side hustles, doing Rover, and finding other ways to make income, because obviously finding a job takes time. Even if I got, you know, interviews right away, the whole interview process can take like 2 months sometimes. And I really just wanted to make sure that I was setting myself up for success, not only in that moment, but also in the future. You know, if I did get a new job, I wanted to still have some extra income that I could kind of build up over time and fall back on if something like this ever happened again. So I am doing everything in my power from like the unemployment perspective to try and fix it. I'm applying to jobs, I started, you know, side hustles, and I'm genuinely doing my best. On the topic of, you know, moving to a new city, moving to a new state, being far away from family, having to start over with making friends, I've been doing a lot there. I've been asking girls to hang out like every single week almost, and I've been really working hard at trying to find ways to connect with girls, whether it's through starting a book club, having people over for pool days at my house, or just kind of some like casual, you know, evening hangouts. I'm doing the most that I can do in order to build friendships and kind of like make new connections here. Okay, so obviously those are things that are like very specific to my situation. So let's say you are a new parent or you are taking care of a sick loved one. Maybe some of the best things that you can do in those situations are to educate yourself, listen to podcasts, read books, do your own, you know, research on the internet and figure out all of the information that you can figure out about like whatever the thing is that you're going through. Overall, knowledge can just provide a sense of control and an understanding of how to manage the situation that you're in. Or maybe let's say you're dealing with a breakup, maybe the best thing that you can do for yourself is to put yourself out there and do your best at finding new ways to meet new people. No matter what you're going through, I think just by like taking action and doing your best on taking those actions is one of the best things that you can do to kind of remedy the situation or at least get it under control. All right, the second thing that I have been doing, and this might sound a little bit cliche, but this is journaling. Whenever I'm feeling, you know, anxious about making friends or sad about the fact that I live really far away from my family, or feeling like a failure because I lost my job and haven't been able to get a new one or a single job offer in the last 7 months, I have just been doing a brain dump. To be honest, I used to always journal things like gratitude lists, affirmations, things I'm trying to manifest, but sometimes I really just need to like write it all out, let go of all of the crap. You know what I mean? I actually did a whole journaling brain dump on my August monthly reset and kind of talked about how much I really enjoyed doing that. Honestly, July was kind of a tough month for me mentally and physically, and it was really nice to just like reflect on that and let it go. I definitely don't journal every day, nor do I have the time to do these big, you know, brain dumps every single day, because it does take a little bit of time to like sit down and process everything. But you know, once a week or maybe a couple times a month, or maybe just whenever you're having these like emotions kind of spike up, journaling has been a really awesome way to kind of let go and release a lot of my frustrations. Overall, I think that putting your thoughts into words can help provide clarity to kind of tough situations, and journaling can also be a really solid problem solving tool. Writing about the challenges that you're facing enables you to kind of see things from different perspectives. So overall, I feel like I've really just been enjoying journaling a couple times a month, and honestly, if you haven't given it a shot, you know, why not? What harm could it do? All right, the third thing that I've been doing are self-care days. I feel like when I started my YouTube channel, I actually did a handful of like a self-care Sunday type of video. I haven't done one of those in a while, so I do apologize if that's like one of the types of things you like to see from me. But to be completely honest, I am still doing self-care days, but when I am doing them, I'm honestly just like really trying to like unplug, and so I think recording it is almost like counterintuitive for me. But I have still been doing self-care days, and I can talk about what that looks like for me in just a sec. But first, I wanted to talk about the power of self-care and why it's important. Honestly, if you're anything like me, it can be really hard to stop. This might sound kind of bad, but honestly, sometimes I like feel guilty for taking a day or evening for me. For example, if I take a day off from applying to jobs, I'm worried that like maybe I'll miss the perfect job posting, or since I'm unemployed, I need to spend every waking second working on the hustles, trying to, you know, find ways to make money, applying to jobs. And if I'm not, that must mean that I'm letting my family down. If anyone else feels this way, please let me know so that I know that I'm not alone. But here's why self-care is super important. Self-care helps you foster emotional resilience, meaning like the ability to bounce back from challenging situations. Stressful situations can really cloud your judgment and impair your decision-making abilities. So certain self-care practices like meditation, mindfulness, things like that can really help you actually like clear your mind to enhance your focus and enabling you to make better choices and find solutions to whatever problems that you're facing. So all of that to say, in essence, self-care is actually not a luxury. It's kind of a necessity when you're going through some life challenges. By prioritizing your own well-being and nurturing yourself, you equip yourself with the strength and resilience that you need in order to kind of face your challenges with a healthier and more positive outlook. So for me, some ways that I like to practice self-care are through a bubble bath upstairs with a good book. That's a great way for me to kind of relax and take care of myself. I love doing like a face mask, just things that make me feel like pampered. I feel like a bath and a face mask and stuff are more when I like need a very, very dedicated self-care day. But some things that I do on a more regular basis is going for walks outside. I talk about this all the time. Walking outside really just like clears my mind and gives me endorphins. So that really helps with my self-care. And then for me, like having a clean house is another one that kind of like helps clear my mind. Just figure out the little things that you can do on like a day-to-day basis, but then also like don't be afraid to spending an entire day doing like, I don't know, an at-home spa day or something like that. Like just do the things that you need to do to practice self-care, because again, it really just helps you clear your mind, and that creates the space to better problem solve and emotionally handle the situation that you're going through. All right, so the fourth thing that I am working on doing, and I feel like this one is very much a I'm still working on it thing, is to embrace the change and just take things kind of like one day at a time. When some huge crazy life event happens, these changes can feel like daunting, overwhelming, and I think by embracing the change, it kind of just helps you accept that challenges are kind of just part of life. And by taking things one day at a time, you can kind of break down what needs to happen into more digestible and manageable pieces. I feel like this has been so important to me because I have always been like a huge planner. I'm always thinking about like 6 months from now, what am I doing? What are my travel plans? Dealing with layoffs has really like challenged me in that aspect. For example, when we planned this trip to Cabo, I think it was like, I don't know, April or something. At the time when I was planning this trip, I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna have a job? What if I, get a new job and I start like 2 months prior, then I'm gonna have to ask for time off immediately and blah, 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 blah. I think this whole like taking it one day at a time thing has really helped me on that aspect, because like I have to still live my life. I can't be like, I'm never planning any trips because I don't know when, I'm gonna get a new job. And on the topic of more like embracing change, I think that the one like positive thing to some of these challenges is that it shows how you can adapt to new situations. When you're facing challenges, being open to change and new situations allows you to explore different approaches and maybe even find some creative solutions to your problems. Let's take me, for example. I would never have started a YouTube channel if I hadn't gotten laid off. So after getting laid off, I was forced to kind of think creatively about like different ways that I can make money. And I have loved starting a YouTube channel, and I never would have done that if I had never gotten laid off. Of course, easier said than done, but I guess I just encourage you to kind of like have an open mind and try and see things from a different perspective. Honestly, a lot of times these huge, crazy life changes can suck. Sometimes they're exciting. We moved to a new state and it was like bittersweet. We were leaving a place that I lived in Washington for like 20 years, but it was also really exciting to come explore and live in a new city. So some of these things can be like positive, bittersweet. I think by just like trying to remind yourself that change is a natural part of life and new situations cause you to learn and adapt. And sometimes it sucks. Things aren't working out the way that we wanted or the way that we thought that they would. So again, I do think that this is like one of the hardest things that I've had to work through and accept through losing my job primarily, but it is something that I'm working on every day. I'm trying to, again, find creative solutions and working on embracing and adapting and becoming a better person because of it. All right, tip number 5. So this one is therapy. When you feel like you've exhausted all other options, sometimes the thing that we need is professional help. First of all, I just want to say that I feel like as a society, we need to normalize like mental health and therapy a lot. You really should not be ashamed of yourself if you want to get better. I'm sorry, but if I'm depressed, I should be encouraged to go talk to a professional rather than feel embarrassed about what I'm going through. So I actually did start seeing a therapist a couple of weeks ago, and for me, it's really just because all of the things that I've talked about they're just a lot. Like it's just a lot to like emotionally like process. Not only moving away from my family and my friends in a place that I've known for 20 years, and not only entering into homeownership and married life, I'm also dealing with the challenges that comes with like making new friends. And when it comes to having lost my job, the first couple of months I was like, whatever, I'm gonna find a new job, it ain't no thing. Now that it's been like 7 months of rejections, I just needed somebody to process it other than my husband. And to be completely honest, while talking to friends is super, super helpful, most of our friends are probably not equipped with the tools to like handle a very heavy conversation. So all of that to say, I honestly feel like most people probably do need therapy, whether you're going through something right now or, you've dealt with a lot of trauma in the past. I feel like we really just need to normalize therapy in today's society. Like, I just don't get why it's totally fine to be like, oh, I need to go see a chiropractor or a physical therapist for my knee pain. Think about it as like, you get injured, you need to go to a physical therapist to rehab and recover your muscles and your knee or something. But it's taboo to be like, I need to go see a psychologist because I am dealing with some like trauma in life right now. Like, why is that? Anyway, maybe that was a little bit of a rant, but I just wanted to say that if you do feel like you're going through a lot right now, whether it be big or small, seeing a professional to kind of help you sort through the chaos is totally normal and something I definitely like encourage people to do. And it's something that I've been kind of like working through myself. Wow, I honestly feel like I kind of just gave myself a little therapy session there, but I just wanted to make this video because not only am I dealing with a lot of, life challenges and changes, but I know a lot of people are going through stuff as well, whether it be unemployment or whatever. Life has ups and downs and it's not always peaches and sunshine. But those 5 things are things that I have been actively working on over these last couple of months to genuinely help improve my mental health, and are things that I think are working. I do feel like they've helped me, so hopefully they help someone else out there as well. But I think that is all, you guys. So hopefully someone out there found this video helpful, informative. Maybe you're going through the same things as me and we're looking for some ways to kind of help navigate. If you did find this video helpful, please let me know in the comments, as well as hitting that thumbs up button because it just helps me know what videos you guys like to see from me. I hope you enjoyed this cozy little chit chat. Again, I haven't done one of these in a while, so let me know if you like these styles of videos where we just talk about life and are keeping it real here on YouTube. But I think that's it, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this video and I will catch up with you guys next time.